So I said in my video the other day that I walked across the street and I heard the frequency in my ear. Well, I walked across the street again this morning and I heard it again. So I think it's actually just some electrical thing over there. It's not a stalker thing, but I was talking about that on the video the other day though. So there's a whitey though. He's right at the center of the street. There's a whitey right running across the street. Here's an engine sound over there. It's making sounds when I get across the street. Uh, Yesterday, I was at my grandma's house, and first her dog was making all these noises. It's like, just like making all these weird noises and just like acting like all nervous or whatever, cause like I came over, or like cause there was a visitor over, but like my grandma was like, she only does that when you're here. I was like, but her dogs are always synchronizing on me though, and barking synchronized, running around synchronized. And then I was outside of her house, and there was a bunch of jets flying over, like right over my head, like really high in the sky. It just kept happening, and like most of them were like at a synced moment. It's like as I'm finishing doing something, like I was doing yard work out in her yard. It was like as I finished doing something or whatever, things like that. There's another jet flying over. There's like at least 10 of them, probably more than that. It just kept happening over and over. And I'd look up and they'd be right over my head. I saw a couple of them anyway. I didn't see all of them, but I heard them and they sounded like they were right over my head. And then I was standing outside my apartment last night, and this, like there's these stalkers crossing the street, and there's a cop just like stopped on the street in front of me, like waiting for the people to cross the street, the crosswalk. And then there's like another car taking off at the same time. I heard a dog bark when I got across this street. And then there's also these people that were just like taking a picture in front of me, like just like right in front of me, like across the street from me or whatever. People do that sometimes. They'll be taking a picture. It's like a reverse photo bomb. It's like I'm in the background. Or like one time I was walking by this Christmas tree, and there's people taking a picture in front of it. And it's like a big ass Christmas tree. Like you can't see me behind it, but like they're having their picture taken right as I walk behind it. And then like I think they like walked away synced or whatever. There's a car right now. I hear engine sound when that car drove by me. I think that it was this car started. People are probably gonna pull off out of their driveways next to me or whatever. What's gonna happen this time? Remember the last time I walked up the street? There was a whitey driving behind me as this squeaky car is taking off. See the sink? Remember the last time I walked up the street and there was a car alarm going off a bunch of times? I was right at the curb. Remember that there was a car alarm that kept going off a bunch of times? She's just sitting in the car though. That doesn't make any sense. I'm still trying to figure that one out. Like, why was she sitting in the car and her car alarm kept going off? Like, was she having a stroke or something? It kept turning on and off. And it kept doing it synced up with cars driving by me magically. Right now it's quiet and nothing happening. There's a street coming up though. A lot of time when I walk by here, there's just cars driving by on the street, like behind this roundabout. Like that car probably was a stalker. Like when the sun's up, I'll look over and I'll see whiteys driving by, like on that street behind there, behind those houses. I thought the Christmas lights turned off. They're just flashing. Then another thing that I said wrong on my video the other day was that I saw a Christmas tree turn on next to me, but it actually just like turns on and off. Like I walked by there again and it was just like turning on and off. Like, but I saw it like out of the corner of my eye. I thought that it turned on next to me. I thought it was a sink, but it wasn't. I hear this truck beeping. I think it started when I walked up to the street. Just wait, when I get up to this parking lot, there's probably going to be a bunch of cars pulling up in it. There usually is. So, I don't know. It seems like whatever day, like some other days it's not cars pulling up, but some days there is. There's two simultaneous cars right now. That one's getting to the intersection. And then, why do you just stop at the intersection? don't know if this is the same car and he turned around or if he synced with the car over there. Oh, it's a different car. I think he synced with it and I heard a dog barking at the same time. I don't know if that was the sink or not. It wasn't directly next to me, so as far as I know, it wasn't a sink. Like almost directly next to me. I think she just dropped something else off next to the trash can when I turned into the parking lot, though. I think I heard her over there, and then I saw her. Well, there's no cars pulling up around me this time when I walk through the parking lot all at once. Probably when I walk back the other way through the parking lot, there'll be cars pulling up all at once around me, parking directly next to me as another one drives in front of me or whatever. I hear a car honking suspiciously. This is a quiet morning. There was more stalkers before I turned the camera on because I was on the main streets, but it's pretty chill right now. But then once the sun comes up, or before it even, stalkered up. Let's see, is there gonna be a car meeting me when I get to the edge of the park, to the end of here, to the street? They usually gotta send a car there at least. They'll probably just make a quiet sound in the distance that the camera can't hear. Just to troll me. Nothing? Alright, I'll be back on in a minute.